So it finally happened. 60 pounds gone, and what a road it has been. So, thank you for tuning in. If you don't know who I am, my name is Abigail Montgomery. You can call me Abby or Zix online. I'm in a couple of different places. You can find me here and there. But today, what I'm going to talk about is a big milestone that I just hit quite recently, and it's something that I had been working on since 2015. So, like five years, yeah, about 5 years now, and it's pretty incredible because out of that 5 years, I only really started seeing results over the last two, and so there's a big stark contrast between what I did then in the beginning to what I started doing 2 years ago to actually begin creating the results that I wanted to. But what's really important is that it's done. I got it. I finally did it. I had created a goal back in 2015 after I had had my first child and realized that my body was not going to bounce back, and I just perpetually looked 6 months pregnant like all the time, and I was tired of waiting for it to just happen. You know, all those things that they tell you. Your body will bounce back, you're young, breastfeeding will help you burn more calories, and blah blah blah. Well, yeah, it didn't happen. So I had started taking things into my own hands and started learning everything that I could to try and get my body to where I wanted it to be. And so it began. So the the dieting, the exercising, the consuming as much information as possible to learn as much as possible began, and it just took over my life. It kind of, in a sense, like destroyed me, right? Because I had a goal and I was not making any progress to get there, or so I thought. The scale became my everything. What I ate became my everything. I tried a lot of different diets, and none of them really, they might work for a little while, but they just weren't like long-term sustainable things that I could use to get there. And I mean, maybe you have the same issues. My own self-image was already pretty hurt, and that just pummeled it into the ground even further, right? Because it was just a constant thing weighing on my head. So I'm gonna go ahead and include some pictures because I am not wearing something to where you can see what I can, of what I've accomplished. As proud of it as I am, I'm just a sweatshirt kind of person. I like being comfy and warm, and I can definitely say that I don't know if that'll ever change. I'm trying to embrace more of open femininity and stuff now that I'm way more comfortable with how I feel and how I look, but the sweatshirts might not ever go away. I'm not sure. I am kind of growing up to where it doesn't seem like it's that important anymore. She's a mood, but that's my I'm just over the moon about it. So I started somewhere around 220 pounds. The farthest back I think that I can find of a start picture is 2017, I believe. I took many of them. You know, if you've been on that path, you know that each time you get a new surge of inspiration, or you're like, this time I'm gonna get it, you take another one. And so I have multiple, I'm sure, but the one that I'm finding, or the one that I found and might end up using, is from back in 2017. So this is 2 years of exercise and cardio and dieting. So I might have already lost some. And then fast forward to today, and I'm sitting at about 160 pounds. And that is just for my height, that is just within healthy BMI standards. So I'm still like just on that cusp of what the generic health information will tell you is healthy. So that's interesting, right? I've lost 60 pounds of fat, probably more, because I have actually put on quite a lot of muscle. That's a lot of that is attributed to the hard work I've been putting in this last 2 years, because the turning point in that story was a particular trainer, and that included my goal included a lot of muscle, which is a lot of resistance training. Not everybody has to do that. That's just how I chose to go about it. And I learned so many things along the way. I think the most valuable things that I learned had to do with like the way I was approaching myself and my everyday input at how I was doing. Because even though I was doing pretty darn amazing, I was just not doing the right things. And that's what makes the huge difference. So, if you don't know who I am, you can call me Abby. My online plugs is Exhalation. I'm on Facebook. I do stream on there. I have been quite busy making a wide variety of things, mostly trying to take everything that I've learned and consolidate it into one cohesive course or one cohesive thing that I can use to teach other people how to achieve the same results that I did, because there's so much misinformation out there and it's so confusing. Like, you're told that a 1200 calorie diet is like the magical diet. But then you have fitness influencers who are eating over 2,000 calories and looking freaking amazing. So why should I have to suffer on a 1,200 calorie diet if I know that there's a way that these people are eating so much more food than I am, but still looking better than I was? Like, that baffled me. Now I know why. Now I understand why. And it has to do with like what you eat and then creating your deficit as you go along. So, it's more complicated than, it's more simple, but it's more complicated, if you know what I mean. There's so many different things that we have to be doing right in order to make it all make sense. And the information is so fragmented, especially with the toxicity that is like the vain side of fitness, that you have to comb through all of the misinformation and misrepresentation and phony products and affiliate links that everybody is promoting all the time because they're making so much money off of it. You don't really know whether or not that's what they can attribute their success to, truly, you know. So I can't say that my journey is done, of course. I'm able to keep it off pretty easily. It's been great. It's fantastic. I'm in like a better position than I ever thought that would have been possible. And so, yeah, I just want to, my next goals are going to be maybe more extreme, which is fine. Those are my goals. I may or may not share them on here. I haven't decided yet. I might share them on a separate channel for those that are interested in more extreme goals, because I like to tout health and wellness, and I think that that's part of the toxicity of everything, is people get lost in the extremes and the casuals. And as a gamer, I definitely know that there's a huge difference between grinding for something really, really hard and then also having a life that you have to fit it in. So there's two different worlds there, and I don't want to confuse anyone else further. But if that's anything you're interested in, I'll be putting more information about that later. There's a couple topics that I want to talk about, like whether or not you need exercise to lose weight. And there's another one somewhere. I had like 5 really good topics that are kind of the core of what I want to teach. And I've been pouring tons of time into getting that all on paper and making it so that it's digestible and easy for people to understand and use for themselves. So I'll be posting tidbits here, but I am trying to focus on getting it all together in one place in terms of like a package deal, so that I know who is really serious about it, and then it can also open those avenues for me to focus more on creating better content instead of just whatever I happen to have time for and throw together. Because I'm a mother, I work a full-time job, I'm a busy person too. Time is the most valuable thing that we all have, and I'm telling you what, I feel like I'm running out of it. And so something's got to give somewhere. But that's kind of what I've been up to, and that's the direction that I'm going to go. Every time I always feel like I have so much to say in terms of like, oh hey, I reached a milestone or a goal, and then I get on the camera and I'm like, well, that's about it. It means so much to me, but I have such a hard time expressing it because I'm always trying so many other things behind the scenes. So thank you though for being interested and sticking around. So yeah, if that's more of what you're interested in, more of, if I'm losing my words, if that's what you're interested in, stick around to see more. Like, maybe I'll just pop up again somewhere, follow or subscribe, whatever you do for people that you want to follow. That's all up to you. But thank you and have a great day.